guys, I'm here and I'm working on homework 28. So if you need any help, you can go ahead and get it out and we'll do some of these math problems together. So I'm just going to look and see which ones we might need to go over. This one, it just means regular number form. Let's talk about 2. It says, there were 325 people at the park. Several more came to the park to make a total of 534 people. How many people came to the park? Okay, so the way to think of this is there were already 325 people there. Okay, then some more came. That's adding to the number of people that are at the park now. That leaves a total of 534 people at the park now. So your job is to figure out this middle number. You can either count up and start at 325, count up until you get to 534. You just have to use large add-ins. Or you can find the difference. So you can take your sum over here, subtract one of your add-ins, and that will get you the missing add-in. Now remember, you can't do 4 minus 5, so you regroup from the tens place, and I'll let you solve it from there. That was number 2. Okay. All right, let's look at number 3. What is the difference between a rhombus and a square? So let's just read our choices and let's eliminate the ones that we know are not right. So when I think of a square, I think of a quadrilateral that has 4 right angles, 4 right angles, and all 4 sides the same length. For example, we could say this side is 2, this side is 2, this side is 2, and this side is 2. All right, a rhombus, when I think of a rhombus, I just think of a square that's been flattened a little bit. I have a really hard time drawing it. I'll try. A square that's been kind of smushed. It still has the sides that are the equal length. All 4 sides are equal length. It also has parallel sets. That means that lines that will never touch. These 2 are parallel, and then these 2 are parallel. It doesn't have right angles, though. It has these obtuse angles, these large angles, and then these tiny acute angles. Okay, so let's look at our choices. A square has 4 equal sides. It does. And a rhombus only has 2 equal sides. And that's not true. A rhombus has all 4 equal sides. So A can't be our answer. Let's look at B. A rhombus has 4 right angles. The rhombus doesn't have to have 4 right angles. It can have different size angles. And a square only has acute angles. Nope, a square has to have right angles. So A is wrong and B is wrong. Let's look at C. A rhombus only has 1 set of parallel sides. Well, we've already said that a rhombus has 1 set parallel, but then another set parallel. So a rhombus actually has 2 sets of parallel sides. So that can't be it. So hopefully D is correct. It says a square has 4 right angles. Yep, there's 4 right angles. And a rhombus has 2 acute. There's 2 acute and 2 obtuse angles. Perfect. D is correct. Awesome. Let's look at some more. Let's see if we have any more. How long is the line below? You guys just have to use your knowledge of rulers. You know that long line right there is 1 inch. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch. It doesn't quite go to 7, but it's at that 3rd notch. Okay, so it's 6, and that first notch is 1/4, then 1/2, then that last notch is 3/4. All right, guys, this is the commutative property. If 43 times 8 equals, who knows, whatever it equals, then you know that 8 times what is going to equal the same thing. You've got to use the commutative property to fill in that number. You don't have to solve it. You just have to show that you know the commutative property. All right, look at 6. What is the area of the rectangle below? Area is this inside measure, okay? Area can be found either by counting squares, but there are no squares, or using the formula area equals length times width. So since this is a rectangle, we can use this formula. So our area is going to equal our length, which is 40, times our width, which is 3. And you guys know 4 times 3 is 12. Times that by your multiple of 10. You get 120. Now it's square because it's talking about the area, square inches. 120 square inches. That one is C. Good job. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, look at 7. Matthew rode his bike 3 times last week and rode for 6 miles each day. So he rode his bike 3 times, and each time he rode it, it was 6 miles. Is that right? Did I say that right? Yes. Okay, now the second part of the question says he jogged 4 days, and ran 2 miles each day. How far did he bike and run all together? Well, that's simple. We just have to do 3 times 6, 4 times 2, and it asks us all together. So you guys should know what to do with those numbers when I ask how much all together. Okay, I'll let you solve that one. I don't think you'll have any trouble with 8. 9, it says, what is the perimeter of the triangle? Perimeter are the outside edges, the sum of the outside edges, okay? So there's really nothing tricky about this. You just have to add up the outside edges, and they have them all labeled for you. Okay, let's look at our next page. We're moving right along. All right, it says, Ron has a total of 12 stuffed animals. Okay, I'm going to write 12 on my paper. He has 12 stuffed animals. He gives an equal amount to 3 friends. So he's dividing it among 3 friends. If he has 12 stuffed animals and he divides it among 3 friends, how many stuffed animals is each friend going to get? How many stuffed animals are each friend? Is each friend? How many stuffed animals is each friend going to get? How many? They're going to get 4, right? Okay, the problem's not over yet. It says each friend then gives away half of their stuffed animals. So they have 4 right now, each friend does. But then they give away half. What's half of 4? 2, right? So each friend gives away 2. That means they only have 2 left. It says, how many stuffed animals does that leave each friend? That only leaves them 2. All right, let's talk about this next one over here. And let's see, what number would that be? Because I know I have to renumber these. That would be, let's look here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, this will be 15. Okay, just so it's a little bit easier. So 15 says J equals 637 minus 572. I had some students a little bit confused about this equal sign being over here. We've talked about this in class. Our problem will never change directions. Our problem, whether it's multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, will always read from left to right, just like we want it to. Even though that equal sign can jump to either side. It doesn't change the way you read the question. You still read 637 minus 572. And you still solve it that way. But it doesn't matter where that equal sign goes. If it was over here, like we're used to it being over here, then it still won't change anything. So all you have to do is find the difference. You're going to have to regroup. So just make sure that you regroup from in the hundreds to make that tens large enough. Okay. I think you guys won't have any trouble with 3. The fraction represented in this picture is 4/8. You just have to find an equivalent fraction. You can use the butterfly method. You can use your knowledge of fraction pieces and their sizes, but that's all you do for that one. Okay, this one will be 16, I believe. And this one's going to be 17, okay? Let's look at this one. Mrs. Gunn's picnic blanket has 4 sides. I'm going to draw that. Her picnic blanket has 4 sides. Okay? The distance around the entire blanket, all of the sides, is 268 centimeters. Okay, since it's the distance around the edges, I know that's the perimeter. So I put P for perimeter equals 268 because that's the length around the whole entire blanket. 3 sides of the blanket measure 26, 72, and 89. How long is this final side? So I'll put an S here for side. I have to figure out what that side is, okay? So I know what the entire blanket perimeter is. I know the total perimeter is 268. So that tells me that 72 plus 26 plus 89 plus this mystery letter S that I don't know yet equals 268. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the sum of the sides that I do know. So 72 plus 26 plus 89. Find the sum of the sides that you do know. Okay, I got 187. Okay, so 187 plus this mystery side equals 268. I'll rewrite this now. 187 plus my S equals 268. You can do 268 minus 187 to find your missing add-in. All right, when I subtract, I get 81. So I know S must equal 81. So this mystery side is 81. To check and see if I'm right, I could add 81 plus 26 plus 72 plus 89, and I should get a perimeter of 268 centimeters. Okay, that was 17. 18 says, what category describes the shape shown below? First thing I do, it looks like it's a polygon with a specific number of sides. So let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. A polygon with 6 sides is called not an octagon, right? That's 8 sides. A pentagon is 5. Heptagon is 7, so it's a hexagon. A 6-sided polygon is a hexagon. All right, moving right along, let's look at this next one. This is 19. Okay, it says the number line below is divided into equal parts. What is the distance from B, right here, to E, right here? Okay, well, I've got to figure out what one length is worth. So let me count how much my whole is divided into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This whole is divided into 6 pieces, so I know each section is worth a 1/6. So from B to C is 1/6. From C to D is 2/6. From D to E is 3/6. So what's the distance from B to E? It's worth 3/6. All right, let's look at this one. How many less visitors came on Wednesday than on Thursday and Friday combined? Okay, well, let's look and see what Thursday and Friday combined are going to be. I got to look at my key. 1x is worth 100 people. Thursday is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. And Friday will make that 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. So let me write that down over here. 1,300. Let me make sure I'm right. I'll count a little bit quick, but I need to check. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,001, 1,002, 1,300. Okay? So Thursday and Friday combined is 1,300. So let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday is 100, 200, 300. Wednesday is 300. So it says how many less. When it says how many less, it's asking me to find the difference between my two numbers. So here are my two numbers. You guys know exactly how to find the difference there. So I'll leave you to figure that one out. All right, 8, I don't think you'll have any trouble. How do you get from 2 to 8? 4 to 16, 6 to 24, All of these use the same rule. Don't think you'll have any trouble with 9. Now remember, this question mark right here is, you start with that. That's, you go from left to right. So something divided by 8 is equal to 4. Something divided by 8 is equal to 4. A lot of students want to put a 2 here, but you can't take 2 and divide it into 8 groups. That's not possible. So think, what number, when you divide it into 8 groups, will give you 4 in each group? Okay? Think about that one really carefully. All they did was move that equal sign to the other side of the problem, but you still read the problem from left to right. Okay? All right, let's look at 10. It says, at the mall, a package of 4 socks costs $2. Yahir spent $8 on socks. How many socks did he buy? Okay, so I'm going to just draw a picture of this really quick. One package, that's my package, of 4 socks costs $2. He spends $8 total. So how many socks did he buy? Well, there's another package. He's only up to $4. There's another package. He's up to $2, $4, $6. He gets one more. Okay, so he's up to $2, $4, $6, $8. So for every $2, he got a package of socks that have 4 in each. So 4, 8, 12, 16. How many socks did he buy? He bought 16 socks. 4 packages with 4 in each. All right, guys, I hope that helped. I know I stumbled through a few, but I think we did a lot of great learning. Awesome job.